Hello.
Hi there, from TV licensing.
Oh, are we?
Kids, be free. Be whatever you are, do whatever you want to do. Just so long as you don't hurt anybody.
Tens of thousands of people every year are being convicted for not holding a TV licence in hearings held behind closed doors. They are being sentenced by magistrates in office rooms with no access for defendants, the public or press. Lawyers are also not allowed in, even though they can result in people being fined up to £1,000 and getting a criminal record. The revelation comes after the Mail this week exposed the underhand tactics used by the BBC's licence-free officers. A TV licensing manager told an undercover reporter that officers are incentivised to catch as many evaders as possible so they can be taken to court and fined. He told the reporter, "We will drive you as hard as we can to get as much as we can out of you because we're greedy." More than 300 BBC enforcement officers are each ordered to catch 28 evaders per week, with the most prolific paid bonuses of £15,000 a year. Vulnerable people targeted include a young mother in a women's refuge and a war veteran with dementia. Last night, MPs said it is very concerning that residents can be found guilty of licence fee evasion without the chance to make their case in court. They said it was particularly worrying given the Mail's findings that officials are incentivised to catch as many evaders as possible. Closed court hearings, known as single justice procedures, SJP for short, were introduced by the Ministry of Justice 2 years ago. The government said it was unacceptable that so much court time was taken up by minor offences such as TV licence evasion as well as speeding and driving without insurance. Defendants often choose not to attend the hearings, meaning paperwork was being read aloud solely for the benefit of magistrates, prosecutors and court staff. But there are fears that SJPs can result in people being convicted without their knowledge. Around 180,000 people each year are charged with not paying their licence fee, with the prosecutions counting for around 1 in 10 of all criminal cases in England and Wales. The majority of TV licence evasion cases are now dealt with as SJPs. TV licensing has admitted that some cases go ahead even when defendants have not responded to postal notices. This means people who have changed address may have no idea they are the subject of court action and can be convicted and fined in their absence. Conservative MP Philip Davis, who sits on the Justice Select Committee, said it is a point of principle that courts should be as open as possible. Prosecuting for this as an offence is incredibly draconian, and these behind closed doors hearings appear to be simply another way to enforce payments. It is over the top and proves licence evasion should be a civil matter and not a criminal matter. Tory MP Philip Hollobone added the public will be surprised and disappointed by these single justice procedures. It is very concerning that there is the possibility people can be prosecuted without knowing about it. Justice needs to be seen to be done. For an organisation such as the BBC, where top people get paid hundreds of thousands of pounds to target vulnerable people on low incomes, is a disgrace. Former magistrate Penelope Gibbs, founder of the Transform Justice charity, which campaigns for more open justice in Britain, said having criminal cases decided in a closed court excludes the public, but it also threatens justice itself. People who plead guilty by post often do not understand the implications of having a criminal conviction and may plead guilty when they are not. Those given notice of an upcoming SJP case can request a conventional hearing in open court. The hearings only take place when there is no prospect of the defendant being sent to prison. In a pilot scheme between May and July 2015, 2,945 cases were dealt with via SJP at one magistrate's court in South London. In a parliamentary paper published before SJPs were rolled out across the country, Magistrate Christine Holmes, who sits in Shropshire, wrote, "I don't like the single justice procedure. It can be done in a room away from normal court processes, and I think that any form of justice needs to be open and above board. I certainly would not want to see it extended in any way, shape or form." Sheena Jowett, Deputy Chairman of the Magistrates Association, the independent charity representing magistrates in England and Wales, said if a magistrate considers that it is not appropriate to hear a case under this procedure, he or she is obliged to stop the process, which would then take place in a full magistrates' court before a bench of 3. The Ministry of Justice said defendants convicted without knowing about a case against them can make a statutory declaration and then have their case heard in open court. A spokeswoman added, a defendant who pleads not guilty or wishes to have their day in court can still do so. For those who want to plead guilty and receive swift justice, the single justice procedure is a straightforward way of doing so. Open justice is a vital principle of our court system, and the results of all these cases are published to ensure the public has the opportunity to see decisions that have been taken. This is all bullshit. If crapita knock on your door asking if you have a TV licence, wanting to sell you a TV licence, just tell them to fuck off and close the door. Do not deal with them. They are a bunch of paedophile sympathising bastards. End of. Case closed. See you all soon. Love you lots. Bye bye.